Hi everyone, my name is Sherelle Hadrick and this is my fiance Willie.
Hello.
And today we're just going to be talking about a health behavior that Willie would like to change. So go ahead and tell me what it is that you would like to change.
Well, I would like to add working out into my schedule a little more. I haven't been working out at all really the past several months, so that's something I want to get back to doing.
Okay, that's a great goal to have. I am aware that you are in medical school,
Yeah,
so I'm sure you're very knowledgeable as far as the plethora of health benefits that exercise will bring.
yeah.
Okay, so that's great to have. So you said within the past couple of months you haven't been working out.
Mhm.
So go ahead and describe your routine prior to that.
Well, my routine was basically more like weight training. That's what I did mostly of. So I would do like a couple muscle groups a day. So like it'd be like Monday, I would do chest and tris, and then Tuesday back and bis, and then Wednesday legs and shoulders. And then I would repeat that again for the next 3 days, and I take a day off. And then I'd also do like core workouts for like 4 to 5 days out of the week as well.
Wow. And how long were you doing that? Was that something you've been doing for years or
Yeah, yeah, it's been a while. I've kind of been doing that type of schedule. I mean, I just do different exercises and everything and change it up. But I kind of been using that same template for a couple of years now.
wow, it's pretty impressive. So it seems like you're very familiar with exercise.
I mean, a little bit, I guess you can say that.
Okay, so despite the fact that you stopped, you definitely show the capacity for knowing how to continue workouts in the future.
Yeah, I mean, I think I once I get started, and get on a good track, like I'd be able to continue on. I mean, I hope I'm able to.
Of course you can. So tell me what occurred in your life the moment that you stopped working out consistently.
Yeah, second year of med school, I started traveling, kind of all over the U.S. here, and just got really busy working in the hospital all the time and having to go home or back to the hotel and having to study and then back, that routine. And I guess maybe like sometimes I tried, there were some rotations where I was close to a gym and I tried to incorporate that into my schedule, but it never lasted because I was just always like really tired or I just got really busy. And that's kind of how it's been like to date, and so that's why I haven't been working out as much.
Okay, so let me just make sure I got it correctly.
Mm-hmm.
You were working out pretty consistently, weight training by almost by the muscle group,
Mm-hmm.
as well as cardio.
Cardio, a little bit,
A little
not
bit?
as much. Cardio is not as impressive as it should be. I mean, I'm also in the military. We have
Hmm.
like PT tests and everything. So I mean, when those come around, I start doing more cardio. But I can't sit here and say that like I do cardio. Like I can't even say I do it every other day, but
Okay,
I do a little bit,
okay. And second year of medical school came around, and your schedule became a little more hectic.
a lot more.
A lot more
Yeah,
hectic. I can only imagine.
yeah,
So with that schedule becoming a lot more hectic, you couldn't really find the time that you used to be able to dedicate to working out on a consistent basis. And then that matched with the traveling that you were doing also affected your ability to work out. And you kind of hinted towards a proximity preference. So if the gym isn't close by, it just becomes a more tedious task adding minutes to.
yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm just lazy like that. I don't know. But if what I found out is like when I'm working out most consistently, um, I was able to. The gym was just like really close, like walking distance.
Mhm.
In college, like I just walked down the steps and the gym was there. And my previous place that I lived in Rockville, the gym was in the basement. So those were the times where I was like most consistent. And here, I would have to, drive down the road like to the gym, maybe like, like 12 minutes or whatever. But I might start
Mhm.
out doing it, but I find that like I'll stop because I just don't want to have to get dressed and then go over there, put my stuff in the locker, and then drive. I don't know. That's just not what I want to do. So.
I mean, it's definitely understandable considering what you do for a living. So, the next thing that I want to ask you is how important is your goal of increasing your exercise
No,
frequency?
it's important. Yeah, it's important.
Okay, so if if we were talking on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the least important, 10 being the most important, where would you rank yourself?
I would say a 9, because if it was 10, I think I'd be doing it.
It's a good it's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Okay, and why is it that important to you? The 9 is pretty high.
Well, I mean, I like the way I feel when I work out. It makes me feel more healthy. Right now I feel kind of weak. I mean, to be honest, and also like when I'm learning how to talk to patients and everything, and I see a lot of patients, in the hospital and everything, and I'm talking to them about being healthy and everything, and I think this is one thing that I can kind of like walk what I'm talking, and be more healthy. And also in the future, when I have kids, I want to be a good role model. And they're just not like a slug on the couch or anything. I want to be active with my kids. I think that can, kind of pass down to them. If I'm not active, they won't be active. So.
Definitely. So it sounds like you want to lead by example, which is great. And having that in your head already shows me that your potential to make this change is very high. And it sounds like we're basically on the cusp of getting you into that routine already.
Oh, well, I hope so.
Okay, so the next question I want to ask is, on that same scale of 1 to 10, how capable do you feel of making that change right now?
Kind of in that same realm of 9, 8. I feel like I'm capable, especially with some help. That we'll be able to make that change. Maybe just trying to get some type of schedule down or something to help me out.
Oh, we can definitely do that. And why didn't you choose a 1 rather than the 8 or 9?
Well, I mean, like I said, I mean, I've worked out in the past a lot. It's been a part of my life a lot. I play a lot of sports. And I mean, this has been going on for like the past year, but the year before that, I mean, I've worked out pretty consistently. So I think I'm more than capable to be able to implement this into my schedule and really stick to it. Yeah, I think I am.
I agree. So the last thing that I want to talk about are simple things that you can start doing now that it will increase your likelihood of working out consistently moving forward.
Well, as I mentioned already, a schedule. I think that's probably probably one of the main things is to get a schedule down. You know, as we talked about earlier, kind of proximity is, one of my goals is to like get a gym like down in my basement. Like I would like to have like a pretty good sized gym like down in my basement to where I can just walk downstairs whenever I want and get a good workout in.
So we have schedule, we have proximity,
Yeah.
increasing the proximity of your exercise facility. So
Yeah.
do you see buying a home gym being something doable in the near future?
Yeah, maybe so. Like within the next like year or two, I've been starting to kind
Okay,
of save up for it and kind of looking into things. So I mean, it is definitely something I'm going to do. I mean,
awesome.
I'm already started to kind of save up for it.
That sounds really cool. Do you mind if I give you a suggestion with that as well?
Sure, yeah, I'll take it.
So before this year comes, so between now and the end of the year, when hopefully you get your exercise equipment, two things that you could do are number one, you can look up exercises that you can do at home. There's some
Okay.
pretty tough body weight exercises that you can do that will
Right.
rival some of the
Yeah, yeah,
machine weights that you can do at the gym as well.
yeah. Okay.
Number two, speaking of gyms, is you can look up where the closest gyms to you are as well.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not sure what you have around you, but maybe there is something that's close enough for you to take those extra few minutes to get there.
Yeah, right,
So
right,
there's just
right.
two things that you can do while you're working towards your long-term goal of getting that gym equipment. How does that sound?
That sounds great.
Okay, well, what I'd like to do is meet up with you this time next week,
Mhm.
and we can start to talk more about that schedule that you'd like to create. How does that sound?
That sounds great. I'm all for it.
All right, well, thank you
Oh,
for
thank you, Mrs.
meeting
Isaac.
with me.
I please. Thank you.